Next speaker doesn't really need an introduction, whether it's 10 straight conference championships, national championships, coach of the year. It's an honor for a former football guy to introduce your head men's basketball coach for the University of Kansas, Coach Bill Self.
Lynette, you are impressive. But I did lead my high school team in free throw percentage, so just so you know. I didn't hear Bonnie read that about you. No, it's indeed a pleasure to be here. It's always fun to come down to Wichita. You know, obviously it means a lot of things, but for me it means the start of the season. And I always schedule these, or we always schedule these, Bonnie and I do, in early November because, you know, we're still undefeated. And y'all can't bitch at me about us not ready. But no, we're excited to be here. Obviously, you know, Wichita's been very, very good to us. It's always good to see the Bufers and to see Jamie and to see Tom and John T. But I'd like to recognize one other gentleman here that has done a lot for this community, but has done a lot for a lot of kids all over the state. And you know, he's obviously with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and he coordinates so many positive things, and his staff's here. But Bill Hanna, we appreciate everything you do. I really don't know why anybody would ever pick on Gurley. I just don't get it. You know, he's not that easy to target. You know, he's sharp, debonair, svelte, all those things, and so I don't know, Greg, why anybody would ever throw on you, but certainly now that I think about it, you do deserve it, more so than most. And I'd also like to echo the comments that Banks said about Kurt and Sue. You know, that's they paid you a lot of money to hit that campaign. You told me earlier you get 1% of everything breaks. But no, that's great that of all the work that they do and volunteer for our university. But you know, I'm excited about this year's team. We're usually excited this time of year. I usually don't like our guys very much this time of year, but I like them as kids. They're nice kids, and if you saw us play last night, you know that there is a little bit of talent, but there's a long way to go. Obviously, but I'm excited. I think we're going to be fun to watch. We're pretty athletic, and we're really, really ridiculously young. You know, Bonnie can brag about her 4 seniors, and 2 of them are great, and all this and all that. And, you know, we don't even have a senior, and we got 3 juniors, and then everybody else is just young kids, freshmen and sophomores, trying to find their way. But it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun year. It's going to be a fun year, and one that I think that you'll enjoy supporting us. And you know, I think we got a chance to be decent early, not great probably, but I do think we got a chance to be really, really good. You know, I don't know about special, but that remains to be seen before it's all said and done. If everybody buys in, you know, we're not very tall. You know, we've been so spoiled. Just like Bonnie said, that they've been spoiled by playing with good big kids. We've had some unbelievable big kids. I mean, you stop and think about it. Every big kid that we coach just plays in the NBA. You know, we've only had 2 kids that started for us at the 4 or the 5 since we've been here for 50% of the games for one season that has not played in the NBA. Only 2 since we've been here. And so we've been so spoiled, and now I look out there, we're short, and we don't have shot blockers, and we don't have guys that can just make naturally athletic plays above the rim like we have in years past. But I do think we got a chance to be pretty good. Cliff, if you guys saw, Cliff doesn't know what he's doing. You know, the best way to coach Cliff is not technique, it's just go get the ball. Okay, that's the best way to coach Cliff. But he's going to be good inside. Of course, Perry could be an All-American. Perry is a kid that's really matured. He didn't have a very good game last night for Perry, but he's a guy that, you know, theoretically could be as good as any power forward in the country. Jamari's an energy guy, just not very tall. Landen and Hunter are going to give us good minutes. So we're going to be okay, but we're just not big, and we don't rebound it great yet. On the wings, you know, nobody's got more good wings than us. We're just so young. You know, Lane's a terrific wing. is going to be great someday. Sviatoslav. I can say it, I can't spell it, but he's going to be, he's got a chance. I don't know if he has, he should be a high school junior. He'd be a high school junior if he went to high school in Kansas, and he's going to be special. Brannen Greene's going to be good. He got a concussion last night, which may knock some sense into him. So everybody's worried about Brannen. I'm like, well, hey, that's fine with me. Hey, maybe he'll straighten up. And then, of course, we got Frank and Devontae are both going to be really good. So it's going to be a fun year, and hopefully one that you guys will be proud to support and those sorts of things. But I'd be more than happy to, Bonnie didn't do it. Probably by design. I don't know. But I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. And I will say this about Bonnie. Her team's good. And they are good. I get a chance to watch them play. They do deserve your support. They're good. But the thing that was most impressive about Bonnie's speech, that was the most words ever squeezed in a 7-minute speech. I mean, Bonnie, you talk faster. That was unbelievable. Congratulations. That was great. That was like, for me, with my Oklahoma draw, that would have been a 25-minute dissertation. So, but if anybody had any questions about what's going on with us, ask anything. I don't care. I'll answer it openly and honestly because I'm sure it won't be in the room. So, yeah.
With the change in defensive philosophy, big guy this year, do you think we may be better defensively? Have to be man-on-man better?
I don't know. We've been so good defensively up until last year. We were still the best defensive team in the league. We stunk. I mean, we stunk. But that's how we've kind of been. That's been kind of our staple, and so I don't know if I think we can be good defensively, but last year's team wasn't good, and then Joe made up for mistakes. This year's team, if we're not good on the perimeter sound, we'll end up giving up more easy baskets because our big can't protect the rims as well, or the rim as well. But I think there's a lot of things that we can do. I think we can maybe try to create more havoc at the full court, which everybody will be happy about, and then try to be real sound in the full court. And then, obviously, when you play good teams, you don't steal the ball from them. Not very often you play good teams. So we always try to play a style that would work best when you play good teams. And so sometimes that pressing against bad teams, to me, all that is fool's gold because it gives you kind of an idea that we can dominate bad players. And which that's not the goal. Our goal is to be able to feel that we can stop anybody playing the way that we play. And so I learned that from Coach Sutton. Coach Sutton used to tell me all the time, OU would beat somebody 120 to 70 because they press and gamble. We play the same team and beat them 72 to 58. And God, are they really 30 points better than us? And the answer would be no. We beat OU when we played them because they couldn't play the way that that you would play against really good teams. At least we beat them sometimes. They were a little bit. But I do think being really sound in the half court, not letting guys beat us off the bounce. Because if you guard the ball, it doesn't force rotation. And if you don't force rotation, you'll be a better rebounding team. You won't foul as much and all those things. And so we got to be better at that. Yes.
Tell us about how you came about recruiting Sviatoslav thing.
It's not bad. First time. Yeah, that's good. Did you practice it all night like Shane wrote it down? Trying to say his word? I was at the Final Four last year, and people's recruiting is about relationships a lot of times. You don't get what you deserve in recruiting, and you get what you don't deserve sometimes. That's how it works. And so we could spend 3 years worth of school money and doing all this and all that, and get beat, or you can get a guy just as good sometimes, maybe even has a higher ceiling, and not really do much. Steve was a kid that we didn't do much. I had a gentleman walk up to me at the Final Four, and I went up and talked to him. We're talking, and this is one of the advantages of not playing is that you get a recruit. So you guys thought it sucked when we did go to the Final Four. Not me. I thought it was a great opportunity to really recruit. So I'm in the hotel lobby, and a guy walked up to me and said, "Hey, call this guy. He controls the best young player in Europe." I said, "Well, how good is he?" And he said, "No, he's the best young player in Europe." And so I said, "Okay." So I call a guy that's Russian, and he tell me about this kid. Said they're probably going to go to Virginia. They've done the best job. They've been over there seen 2 or 3 times. I've never heard of him. We had never heard of him. And I said, well, okay, but he's coming over to play in the Hoop Summit game in Portland, so we'll go out there, nose around, and see if we can't get face-to-face with the family. And so we had an interpreter that went out there. And his, you know, Bonnie could have never done this because the interpreter couldn't have followed it. So we did a home visit. We did a home visit literally for 3 hours, and it was me saying something. They interpreted to the coach and the father. They repeated it back. They interpreted to me. Then I respond. I mean, it took forever. And they said we're going to visit. So that's how. So you know, he had to finish his high school. He couldn't miss class. There's a lot of things going on, and had to take the SAT and different things. And so he ends up coming to visit us, and he was going to take he's going to come over and take 5 visits. Well, fortunately for us, some luck. His high school said that he could not take his finals exams late or whatever, so he only had time to take 2 visits. So he didn't go to Carolina, he didn't go to Michigan, he didn't go to these other places. He came to us, went to Virginia, and had to go back to take a test. So we only picked between 2 schools, and fortunately we were the winner in that deal. But that was a kid that we didn't deserve to get, but fortunately, you know, we lucked out. We got him. I don't know what you guys see. He looks like a puppy out there, but he's going to be really good. He's going to be really good. Anybody else? No questions today, huh? Gosh, we came down here from Lawrence. If you got any questions to ask.
You can't get out of the room without talking about Conner.
Well, hey, raise your hand if you're going to ask questions. Hey, have some balls and at least stand up and say. You know, the deal is, first of all, we did not want that to happen. Yeah, he's a terrific kid, and we did not want to happen. He was going to play a significant role. There's no doubt about that. He's part of our rotation. Was going to start, you know, start the season, and I was really high on him. I think that he thought that there was a lot of guys lined up that were similar, and he was one of the similar guys, which is fair. And whether or not the role probably would have stayed consistent over time or not was a concern. So it just kind of went from there. I visited with Conner, just like I said in the release. I visited with Conner and his father on a Wednesday, and they were going to sleep on it, and they came back and told me Thursday afternoon that they were going to make a move. So that's why, and then we told the team and the media on Friday. So I don't know what he's going to do. We're out of it from that standpoint. We'll support him any way we can. You know, he's no longer part of our program, obviously, but he is a part of our, you know, I'd say distant program in that, you know, he still gets all the academic support. He'll still have all those things. He just won't be locker room with our guys or shower or using our facilities except to come in on his own. And he has total access to do that. But it wasn't a good day. It was a sad day. I hate to see that because I think he has a chance to be a good player, without question. Yeah?
And you talked to the coach of Wake Forest.
I don't know. You know what? That'd be a good place for him. Yeah, it would be a good place for him. There's a lot of good places out there that may be a good place for him. But that's up to, you know, I can give you Conner's email address. You can email him and tell him your opinions, all that stuff. But that's certainly something that he and his family will discuss. I don't know about distance. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into recruiting, and you know, we'll wait and see what happens. Yes.
A lot of times, you have an idea at this point of the turnover you'll have basically your kids are like, you have any sense now of how many of these kids are like, be ready next year?
Though I think the answer would be 0. That would be ready. I think the reality is you better count on at least 2. And that's not being negative. That's just the way the system is set up. Kids go not because they're ready. They go because they can get a check. And that is the way it works now. That's not a knock against any kid. That's the way it works in every school in the country. You have a lot of kids making decisions to leave and end up not even getting drafted or can't make a roster. He's going to be in the developmental league. And then you have a guy like Tarek that stays for 4 years and doesn't get drafted, and all of a sudden he's a member of the Houston Rockets. So it's an inexact science, but I think when you look at it, now you can't tell it now, but if you look on what their ceiling is, that if they pick up stuff quickly, I think we could have 2 or 3 guys that would have the capability of being a top 20 pick. I don't personally see it right now, but I do think that can happen. So we were going to try to sign 3. Obviously, with the departure, we'll probably try to sign 4, and all the kids we're recruiting are going to sign late. So it's more likely. So it's one, and the kids are all doing that now. Being quite candid, you can't blame the kids for doing that. So you know, we may not have a big fall recruiting, but we are involved with. We're involved with some of the best kids in the country, without question. Probably we're involved with more good kids now than we ever have. So, yeah.
Do you think Greg Gurley would go to top 20 picks next year's draft?
Yeah, bar tricks? Yeah, sure. I think he'd be a top 5 bar trick guy. So, he's good at that. Yeah.
Sure, some of your favorite moments from the 60th anniversary, more funny or otherwise?
Yeah, I don't know how you did. How many people get a chance to see that or go to it? I don't know what you thought, but the marketing department in the Williams Fund told me. Now that means, you know, they've heard from everybody that they were very, well, there were no complaints about it. That it was a first-class event. I thought it was big time, and you know, to me, it was just an honor to be a part of something that, you know, is recognized and thought of to be so cool, and so much of the way that people have lived and supported Kansas over time. You know, just to be a small part of that. So I thought it was great. I thought all the coaches were fabulous. I thought Ted was awesome. Larry was great. It was great for Boyd to come back and you know, publicly and have a warm welcome. And I know that meant a lot to him. So I didn't see any negative. I thought it was first class. And if you're a kid and you understand, if you get it at all, you understand that the special thing about playing in Kansas is it's obviously special while you're there. What's special is the 40 or 50 years after you're gone, that you take pride in something that is something so much bigger than anybody else. You know, Gary Padgett, we asked him to speak right before he got, you know, Max couldn't speak, so Gary spoke. And the thing that he said at the end, I thought was so cool, that one of the greatest thrills he and his wife has ever had was the ability to be a benefactor and a contributor to a place that changed his life. And I think there's a lot of people out there like yourself that feel the same way, and that's what makes it cool, because you see how much not only that building but the rich basketball heritage means to so many people. So I thought it was fabulous. And the first video, I started crying. The first video, so you know, that was pretty special. Yeah.
I know you're going to Orlando this year. What kind of tournaments are on the schedule the next few years?
Orlando this year, Maui next year. Shane, you may can help me. After Maui, I think we're back in Kansas City for the CBE, the College Basketball Experience, if I'm not mistaken. And then after that, I'm not really for sure what we're doing. But I know we have some things lined up. You know, our schedule's obviously loaded again this year. We had a chance to play, obviously, Kentucky's second game of the season, Michigan State the next week, and Florida the next week. So, I mean, that's probably too much for a bunch of young guys, but we'll find out who we are. Hearts, you know, we will be exposed for sure, and that will allow us to do better. Yes?
You've got a lot of players that are pretty equal to playing. How do you keep the family happy?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question, because to be real candid with you, that was the biggest concern I had. We you know, our perimeter guys, we can do it with our big guys, but our perimeter guys, there's 7 guys, they're all about the same. They're all good players, and you know, you want 3 or 4 to separate themselves. That's the best thing. You allow them to separate themselves, and then everybody's bought into the role, because they can see that, you know, maybe Wiggs is a little bit better than some of the other guys. We really haven't had any separation yet, so I don't know that we'll have that until after we start playing real games. But you know, we only have 11 on scholarship now, and 5 of them are big, so that's just 6 perimeter players. I got a feeling that they'll all be okay. I do. I think we can move guys around and mix and match enough that they'll all have an opportunity to play some significant minutes, which will be good. I don't think that'll be a major issue. I don't. Yeah.
You think Cliff or any of the other newcomers
And, well, I can't say the last couple of years. Well, I guess we can, because 2 years ago it was Withy and Kevin Young and Ben. And I don't think they brought a hard edge at all. Last year, yeah, probably not. I don't really consider Perry a hard edge guy. No offense, Wichita, but maybe so. I think Cliff is, he's got a chance to be a good player. He's so physical, and I think Kelly Oubrey's a little nasty too. So I think that'll help too. Last one, yeah.
Coach, with all the talent that you have, how do you build the chemistry?
Well, I think I'm pretty spoiled because I think Kansas builds it as much as we do. The thing about it is when you recruit, and Bonnie knows this, and Lynette knows this, obviously too. And you guys know this. She was the greatest female player in the world. I mean, she was unbelievable. But she still played with people at some point in time in her career that had 4 or 5 people on their respective teams that thought they were better than her. Would that be right, Lynette? That's the way it works. I mean, and no matter what, we had a young man transfer this past year that was a great kid. I mean, the best kid ever, but thought he should play ahead of Andrew. Because that's just how it works. I mean, everybody. If you don't have confidence in yourself, who else is going to have confidence in you? So you can't blame a kid for believing that. But at Kansas, it's a little bit different because when you have the 60th year and you have all the videos and you have the footage and you have people talking about it, they get one thing. They get that winning is more important than anything else. And that you don't have that everywhere. I've coached in other places where you say you have it, but you don't have it. When Mario and Rush and Wright and those guys were all freshmen, I don't know if you guys remember, we started out 3 and 4, and 8 and 6 or whatever, and 1 and 2 in the league. And those guys came to me and said, "Coach, I give up." I said, "What do you mean?" They said, "Hey, students don't even talk to me when I go to class now. People don't look at me the same way. Just tell me what to do," because I thought this was going to be fun, and I'm having no fun. And they end up kind of buying into the we instead of me deal. You don't play selfish near as much as you have selfish thoughts. The selfish thoughts will eat you up, and those guys kind of let those go, and all of a sudden we got good real fast. And I do think kids put winning ahead of everything else. As much as Brannen Greene or Devontae Graham or Cliff Alexander want to play, I really believe they want to win more than they want to play. And when you have that type of mindset, then I really think chemistry kind of takes care of itself. Hey, last thing, we beg you guys every year, so we're going to beg again. We appreciate all your support, obviously, for everything you do for the athletes and for us, giving us a chance to do what we love to do on a platform that we get to do it on. But every year we ask you guys to reach into your billfolds and your purse, and if you feel comfortable pulling out any money, Megan's got a Adopt a Family bag, and if you feel comfortable dropping anything in there, our team, and of course, we match it, whatever's put in there, but our team obviously buys Christmas for families who can't afford to have Christmas. So we get their wish list, and we shop for them, and all that. So if you're interested in all, Megan will have a bag for you guys. But thank you so much for all your support. Appreciate you.
Things, and then we'll do the raffle and get everybody out of here. But on behalf of our staff, our athletic director, we want to thank all the Williams Fund donors for what you guys do for us. Whether you realize it or not, our support financially from our fans is the lifeblood and kind of heart of our office. What we do, what our student athletes do, none of that stuff would be possible if you guys didn't step up year in, year out and provide that philanthropic gift to our student athletes. So thank you very much for what you do. As we work towards our goals for this year, we want to get to 8,000 donors. Right now we're at 6,500. Everybody involved, get a friend, let's get engaged, and let's get this athletic department to the next level. We got some exciting things coming up that you all are going to be extremely proud of, and we appreciate everything you have done, you will do, and what hopefully some other individuals will be doing in the near future. So give yourself a round of applause for what you do for our students.